What's good, everybody? It's your homeboy, Mr. King Creed, and I got a special guest back with me again, Mr. Reggie Haynes, all the way in Africa right now, doing some filming, and man just won an award over there. Big ups to my dog.
Thank
And
you so much, Kenny.
what you been having going on since the last time we chit chatted with each other, man?
Well, first off, I want to say my sincerest apologies, King, because I know that week that we
Oh,
were
I
supposed
can't
to
hear
do
you, buddy.
episode two, you can't. Let me. How about now? Is that better? Am I here? Can you hear me?
I can't
Still
hear
no?
you.
You can't hear me at all. Hmm. Let me see. How about now?
I can't hear you.
Still can't hear me. How about now?
Ooh. Try
How
to
about now?
try to come out and come back in.
No problem. Uh,
Yeah, we having some difficult technical difficulties right now. Hell, I can't even hear myself on here. Ooh. Let's see.
how about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, brother. I can
Perfect.
hear you now. All
Beautiful.
right, perfect,
Beautiful. So
perfect,
apologies about
perfect.
that, King. So
No,
what
it's
I
all
was
good,
saying.
man.
Cool. So what I was saying was my sincerest apologies because I know the second episode we were supposed to shoot, I had to travel and I was dealing with visa things, but I'm glad to be back. Um, yeah, King, thanks so much for the intro. I appreciate it. Things have been good. Um, yeah, man, just with the filming and everything, just glad that I'm surrounded by a good group of people who we're just helping each other progress. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm eager to get into this show, man, so we can talk about these topics and
Oh man,
review some videos.
yeah, man. Because it's again, it's been a while. Us
Hmm.
doing videos and especially
Yes,
the
King.
reaction and I ain't gonna lie to you, Brody. I am not gonna lie to you. I've been effed up without being able to do it. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
we ain't gonna dwell
Yes,
too
sir.
much on um we ain't gonna dwell too much on the past or the good, the bad, or an indifferent. We just gonna get to it. I'm
Sounds
also
good.
I'm also right now trying to promote the podcast and promote it. And today, that's one of the things I did want to talk about. That's one of the things I did want to get at and did want to discuss because one, we got to learn that supporting everybody just because of skin color don't mean that that person is going to have the best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Um, I do firmly believe that we have to get to a point where we can shed our skin to let new skin grow. And not only just that, but like really understand that everybody has our best interests at mind, especially in today's day and age. Like, there's so much information, there's so much stuff that's coming out. Um, there's just so much stuff that's going on that we really honestly need to be paying attention to it. And
Yeah.
understand that not everybody's hands are clean. Not every, there's just a lot that we got to start taking into consideration, taking into um taking into consideration and really thinking about and really taking our time to be like, all right, this is going on. We need to get this situated. We just got to do a better job.
Thanks,
I think
man.
the first video that I am going
And
to
before we get to
show.
the first video, King, I want to say I believe it would be completely rude of me if I didn't acknowledge Happy Earth Strong Day, aka birthday,
Heard,
to you, King.
heard
And
that.
I'm so glad that you got to see another birthday. And I'm proud of you for everything that you've accomplished, man. And I'm very, very happy, that you're just going strong and doing your thing, man, and you're just more wiser. The older we get, the more wiser we get. So much love and respect to you for that, King.
Man, I appreciate that so
No
much,
problem, bro.
man. Yeah.
No problem.
Friday was my birthday, and I went to work. Everybody at work, you know, it was. I'll say this for the people who don't like going to work on your birthday. Um, Sometimes maybe that's the better option. Maybe that's sometimes the better choice. Um, and I went in there. I had a great day. I had a great time.
That's beautiful,
Um,
man.
I'm supposed to be in this group chat, in my work group chat, and I wasn't. And all the happy birthdays that I had seen, all the people that
Yeah.
said happy birthday and asked me what I was doing. Like, sometimes we get so self-absorbed, especially myself, um, with things that you forget that there's actually people out there in the world that actually care about you, that
Yeah.
actually want to see you succeed, vice versa, and actually care about you enough to, do something for you. And
Yep. Yep.
I had somebody ask me a question, and I had told them, I said, I always sit back and reflect on all the things that I've lost and, all the things that I've gained. And the one thing that I can honestly and truly say is, you know, I I'm lucky for the people that I have in my life, man. Very
I got
much
you,
so.
man.
Very lucky that, to have the people in my life that I have. Um, I think I cried a little bit, and it
Mhm.
like I said, it just goes to show you, um, it restored some shit in me. I'll say it like that. It really
Yeah.
restored some love and some peace in me. So
That's good, man.
I
Well,
was
I'm
very,
glad. Well
yes,
deserved.
sir,
Well
yes,
deserved,
sir.
King. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Let's get into this first video. And
Mhm.
you being from Texas, um, and you being from Texas, um, Beyonce and her family, I'm pretty sure is probably well known down there.
Mhm.
Um, or well known down in that part.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not gonna get into how I am somewhat connected to her family, not by bloodline, but let's just say I'm ready to see this video. I kinda believe I know where it's going, so I'm just waiting to see it. And then I'll
yeah.
definitely get my opinion on it.
Ooh, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. This video, because when I seen it, the first time, I was kind of, I don't even want to say skeptical. Um, it took me a couple of times. It took me maybe like one or two times to kind of understand what was going on in the video. But then, like the third time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, I got
Mhm.
it." And one thing I will say, and I want to be careful slightly in how I say it. We support a lot of things. We do a lot of things that I feel like aren't in the best interest of us, right?
I hear you, King.
And
I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. I hear you, but I'm
let,
just
let, let,
looking
let,
for
let, let's get into it, and then
yeah, yeah.
we'll we'll talk about this right after. Damn, I just put it up. Um, I think it might be loading up on because I'm doing it off my phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem.
All right.
So I know she know what she talking about. Everybody who ate Tina Knowles gumbo, this gumbo, the reason why y'all sick is because y'all don't know what the fuck she put in that damn gumbo. And see, if you know anything about Lugo, you know that they last for 101 days. The curse lasts for at least 101 days. That means whatever the fuck going on with y'all stomach right now, you finna feel that shit for the next 2, 3, 4 months. And what's crazy is that y'all ran out there to buy this gumbo Just because Tina Knowles' name is behind it, talking about, oh, we might be eating human remains, but 16 to 18 hours to make gumbo. And yes, you do not eat gumbo. You don't cook gumbo in the heat. You just don't do that. Anybody who's cooked gumbo should know that. And why would a woman that's otherwise wealthy be out here selling $25 cups of gumbo? Do y'all even use y'all brain sometimes before y'all just run out here and try to, because y'all want to be a part of something?
Now, I want to hear your thoughts on it first. I ain't even gonna say too much. I will let you. You got a little bit more history behind some shit than
Can
I
you hear me?
do.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna say is to where cook your own food. Cook your own food. It saves a lot of money. You know, there's times where I'm even at now. I live at a place where there's a nice kitchen and everything, but I would rather buy my own pots and pans and stuff like that. So that way I know whenever I clean something, I'm cleaning it thoroughly. Whenever I'm cooking in something, it is mine. Because you just never know what people, not only what they're putting in your food, but what their cooking utensils are like. You know, we see it all the time, you know, with rust, E. coli on these pots and pans, different things, different types of germs. So you have to be careful, full of care. The other thing is too, is aside from cooking your own food, just because somebody who is well known slaps a label on something does not mean that it's right for you. Does not mean that it's going to give you superhuman abilities. Like I'm telling you, like how many times I've seen well-known people, they'll go behind the scenes and laugh. Like, bro, this particular outfit, this particular item that I'm selling to the public, I'm selling it for 100 times more its actual worth that I first got it from, or from the distributors who created it for me. Just because I'm well known, just because I did a good song or made a good movie or whatever, whether it be, you know, food, whether it be, a certain type of brand of clothing, you know, etc. So my thing is to where seeing how quick people were to go out to buy this woman's stuff just because she's well known, and now they're being poisoned by this. This should definitely be a lesson for a lot of people to say, you know what, I'm better off cooking my own food. And when are people going to learn in society that celebrity worship is one of the highest forms of slavery? And when you continue to do it, you pay the consequences. And this is plain example. This is one of the plain examples of it. That's my opinion. Like I said before we even watched the video, I'm not going to state, you know, what I know, because I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. So I mean, growing up and everywhere you go, I've seen it. I mean, I seen all of it. Probably not all of it, excuse me, but I seen more than I should have, you know, at a young age, growing up until adulthood. And I'm just like, okay, this, when I heard the story, did not surprise me. Not just because it was, you know, her, but because it was a celebrity figure. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. Sheep following Massa, and then they suffer the consequences because of it. So that's my take on the King. And I'm waiting to hear your take on this topic.
Okay, first and foremost, all right, I ain't paying $25 for a cup of nothing. For a cup of nothing. I don't listen. that was my first thought. I'm not paying $25 for a cup of anything. Especially if it's a cup of something and it's sending people to the ER. It's sending people to the hospital. Two, when you know, you know. When you don't know, you don't know. Right? I had friends who always tell me, yo, don't eat a woman's spaghetti. Don't do these things. Don't do that. And, you know, some of those things you just kind of got to look at, either laugh and just, you know, just take it for what it is, or take it for what it is. And it is for what it is. But sometimes I believe that's just true, bro. You can't eat everybody cooking, bro. And not everybody's spirit is good natured inclined. Like, it's just because somebody has a name behind it. Like, and I think for me, I had to figure out who Tina Knowles was, like, for a second, because I was like, Tina Knowles, I've heard that name before, but who? And then when I pieced everything together, I'm just like, oh, so that's what she meant when she said what she said in the beginning of the video. Oh, bro, we can't. People who dive into, should I say, for a lack of a better word, Black culture, Black hoodoo, Black voodoo, don't think that they're not everybody's doing it to the best. Not everybody is taking the good or the warning signs or the do's and don'ts of certain things, or they're not researching it, whatever the case may be. We are now in a season of spiritual awakening where I truly believe you just gotta watch what you take from people, bro. Watch who you bump into, or watch who bumps into you. We just do anything just because we're looking for somebody to do something for us that we won't do for ourselves. And then when we do go out and spend money on the more famous and more named people, you get shit like this. I'm not saying you wouldn't get it from, the low end people, but what I'm saying is you get what you get. You get what you get. It'd be the same for me if I was the, I don't know, for sake of the conversation, if I decided to join Kevin Samuels' How to Be a Better Man course, whatever results come from out of that and whatever I apply to my life or however it goes, you get what you get. And then two, everybody's hands ain't clean. Not everybody cleans with bleach or ammonia or vinegar or any of those things that would kind of help make your house clean physically or spiritually. And like they said, we want to be a part of something so bad. We'll kill ourselves just to do it. And it's crazy. It's $24 for a fucking bowl, for a small ass bowl that you could put cereal in. That's my opinion. That's my thoughts on it. That's my opinions on it. That's yeah.
Well said, King. Oh man. Well, all in all, I will say this: I wish a speedy recovery to all those people who have fell ill due to the results of eating this particular this particular food, this particular dish. My heart goes out to the family, and I hope like I said, they have all of these people have a speedy recovery. That's my last take on it, man. Before we move on to the next bit.
I hope they have a speedy recovery, but I hope they learn their lesson.
Yeah,
that point blank period. Like, I just hope they learn their lesson. This next video, it's talking about what they teach their kids in school and stuff of that nature. It's one of the videos that I've sent to you. I'm gonna play it. We're gonna share our opinion like always, and here we go. Hopefully this one doesn't take forever to upload.
Last night for the Virginia Standards of Learning exam, so I recognize that's above your concern, your level of authority, but I didn't know who to raise my concern to, because usually I cook and my husband assists my children with their homework, but I was feeling a little under the weather, so we reversed roles last night, and I saw that what they were teaching my child was that the status of early Africans was unknown, and that they were probably slaves or servants. As a HBCU graduate who knows better, although I lived in Prince William County, I attended Thomas Jefferson High School, so I was not a product of Prince William County schools, but it's one thing to say we're not going to cover that. It's another thing to lie to my child and say that their history is unknown and that they were probably servants or slaves before they came to America. And I feel like part of this miseducation is a reason for our current country's climate. And the fact that if my child gives an answer other than what's on that paper, that she's considered wrong. So how do I educate my child and teach her that her history is powerful, that her history is amazing, and what her classmates are learning or what they carry with them when they become senior leaders, executives, and feel that it's beneath them to promote someone above them because their ancestors were just slaves, were servants. Right now, I'm working in the CIA as the chief of a group within the Diversity and Inclusion Office, and I'm fighting these battles every day to change minds, to change hearts, to change unconscious bias, because they're not unconscious, they're taught at this age to our children and their classmates. And I don't know what can be done about that, but I figured I'd start with you all. Because I have 3 babies, 9, 10, and 11, in Prince William County schools who are being shaped for their future.
Keith, King, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm
You
gonna
want
go
me?
first. I'm
You
gonna go
okay?
first.
All right, no problem.
First of all, I was in the Prince Georgia County School District. This was back in early 1990s, early 2000s. Honestly, I probably left middle school around the same time the Twin Towers came down, right? Could I tell you anything that I learned in school? Fuck no. I can't tell you not a damn thing I learned in middle school. Can't tell you anything. But the one thing I can tell you is there were some individuals that knew and that taught certain things, and there was individuals who didn't. But I understand her how she feels, right? But then this is the flip side. We strive so hard to get into all these places that they don't want us at. They didn't want us at to begin with. You're in the CIA, but you're concerned in bringing. You feel like fighting within the inside. No, fighting's on the outside sometimes. Fuck all the bullshit. Sometimes fighting is on the outside. You're in the division, and apparently, and not to discredit anything that she's probably done within her power and within what they give her to use to fight against this. But the flip side of that is you can quit the CIA, take the money that you've made, and teach your kids your doggone self. I don't like I get it. I wholeheartedly get it. I'm really honestly not trying to dismiss it, but then in the same token, it's the same problem that I'm seeing anytime I see stuff like this. If you take the time out, like you took the time out to educate yourself on whatever it was that you educated yourself to bring it to these people's attention, you need to go just as hard on educating yourself on what it is you need to do to be able to homeschool your damn kids, bro. And then half of this wouldn't be happening. Half of what we argue and fuss and complain about would not be happening if people took the initiative and actually researched and actually did something for themselves. I'm sorry, it may be an unpopular opinion. Don't really care. because we complain about the same shit all the fucking time. And this is not the first time I've seen a video like this, but this is the first time I've watched the video and it's made me feel something outside of the other times I've watched videos with the same, if not similar content. We complain about the problem all the fucking time and don't do shit about the solution, and then wonder why we have the issues that we have. Oh, I don't want my kid, or my kid is mentally challenged, and this is, then you know what? Go in your black community and build a school or build something. We don't, we, and I was just using that as an example. I hope none of that type of shit's going on. But the one thing I like about Dr. Umar, despite all the different scrutiny that he gets, is that he actually made the attempt to build the school that he wanted to build and try to do what he wanted to do. Now, was the pricing and all of that, was how he was trying to run it, was it feasible and all of that? Probably not. It sounded like a money grab, and all of those types of things. But we can take what he tried to do, make our own blueprint for it, and build a school that you can be proud of. So my brother, we went to a church, and this church decided it wanted to build a school. They built a school, a gymnasium, all different types of stuff, and taught them their history, and still within certain guidelines, but everybody was black, and they taught them their history. Now, when it comes to churches and things of that nature, I feel like, yeah, that's what they're designed for. Build. If you're gonna be a black church, be a black church that's going to teach these kids their history. Like, if you're going to build something that's going to be worth something. Build something that's going to emulate your beliefs. Illuminate the minds of the children that do get bored in these schools. Because look, a lot of these kids, like that have ADD and ADHD and things of that nature, yeah, we get bored in school. I used to sit there and play the stick figure pencil Karate Man in school. Like, I was bored. I didn't like that shit. But now, if I was taught in a different way that had a little bit more excitement and a little bit more being hands-on and things of that nature, I probably would have learned more. I probably would have obtained more. But then that goes to the second thing I'm about to say. You as a parent know your child. You as a parent know the teaching style of your child. And if it does take a village to raise a child, we need to be building little villages and teaching all these kids, bro, or all of our kids. We can't complain about a problem, sit up, cry, and hope for sympathy from the opposition, and then wonder why it doesn't happen. Like, how many years have we been complaining about the same, if it different or the same exact shit? But that's all I have to that right there is all I have to say about it. Because at the end of the day, there are things that we can be doing to be making it better, to be making it worth the while, and all of those things. I commend that woman for her, going up and defending her children and defending her beliefs, but we can do better by just doing it ourselves. I don't want to keep asking somebody for permission for nothing or acceptance or none of that, bruh. But that's that's all I got to say towards it.
I hear you, King. Thank you so much. So my take on it is, I'm going to, also commend you for what you said about the whole thing about the woman. To me, I look at that whole thing of her going up to a podium and speaking to a panel who's not for her at all, only against her. I look at that as a sign of begging. I look at that as a sign it's not a threat. When she mentioned the CIA thing, when she started crying, I look at this whole thing. I've seen it too many times. I was actually one of those people. We need to fight against it. No, nah. Oh man, why they don't like us? I'm crying. No, not anymore. The new me is more along the lines of, look, I already know who the enemy is, so I'm not going to ever try to. I'm never going to try to integrate with them, ask them for permission for anything. And I'm also not going to come to them knowing that they presented a problem to me or someone that I know or someone that I care about, anyone who's a part of my community, and act as if they have a solution. So my thing is, the solution is homeschool. If you don't have if you don't want to homeschool your children, you can always take them to different communities to where there's actually homeschool areas. The thing I don't like about these particular areas, when you don't have eyes on your children, there's other people that do. And I've seen a lot of these children go around and they're bullying because their parents aren't around. Then their parents come around and they act innocent. So me, I know for a fact, the day is going to come when I have my own school in Africa. It's going to come. I already have told parents who be like, Reggie, I want my child. Well, depending on when, how old your child is, by the time I do the school, they might have already been graduated. But for any parent, if I catch your child bullying, they're kicked out permanently. Oh, there ain't no second chances. Go somewhere else. There's no excuse for it. Another thing is to where if I see anybody being inhumane or taking any type of ways from the oppressor and implemented it into our school and our institution, out of here. Because we got so many people. I used to get ridiculed because people used to say, why you call my child a hood baby and a coon and all this? Oh, I was actually telling them that they were a reflection of you. But how? What did I do? You are trying to degrade your own because that was passed on to you by the oppressor. These people that you see out here who are degrading their communities, degrading themselves, where do you think that came from? And you are not doing anything to stop your child from acting the way that they are. And the case in point is probably because you're the same way. So my thing is this: when it comes down to this particular video, do I have sympathy for this woman and her children? No, I don't. And the reason is because I agree with the king. We got to create our own, and we got to make sure in a situation, we got to make sure that we're not being in the situation to where it seems as if we are trying to ask the oppressor to help us, knowing that they are the problem, and they're always going to be the problem. So going to the history, and I'll end on this point. I've had so many people from the UK, from different parts of the world. Well, slaves didn't exist. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Oh, but Reggie, we gotta know. Anybody who doesn't want you to know the truth about what your people have endured are part of the problem. The other thing is too, those people did not kidnap slaves. They didn't pillage slaves in their community, the communities of slaves. They raped, they pillaged the communities, and they kidnapped doctors, well-known people, very powerful people. And I see that these people obviously were blindsided and were too giving. And I could see that within our people as I'm over here in the motherland, in the US and the UK. One thing about me that I'm realizing about myself, I'm not as, I don't want to say diplomatic, but I'm not as much as everything's going to be okay. I have to be blunt sometimes. So we have to stop giving our all or just giving anything to the oppressor. We got to learn how to fight and know who the enemy is. And when I see somebody who's fighting against their own quicker than they would the true enemy, I already know that is a cowardice slave. And I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to be in battle with you when stuff really gets hot and heavy. When things really get real. All right, when things get real. So all in all, I say all that to say this. It is good for us to know our story instead of his story. But at the same time, we have to be taught by people who are going to let us know at a proper age, of course, that, for us not to be traumatized and triggered and all those things. Because that's why I always say whether it be school or work, mental health breaks are necessary, seeing what our people have gone through and what we do receive on a consistent basis when it comes in regards to our story and everything that we've gone through and still going through. But at the same time, teach them everything, teach them the good, teach them the bad, but always let our people know who the true enemy is so we never become the enemy ourselves and we end up damaging ourselves and our community in the process. Thank you, King, for the time. I appreciate it. I hope everybody out there understood what I meant. And yeah, that's all I had to say on that subject matter.
Heard. So the next video I gotta actually download again, and it's something that's been widely bothering me for quite a while now. And I said this plenty of times before on other shows that I've done. When it comes to men and women, we got to hold ourselves accountable, and men, we need to learn how to go back to being men. Knowing who your friends are, knowing who really does care about you as a person, but also understanding that, people are going to be people all the time. But I'm not going to lie, people are going to always be people, but people also do shit because they're taught. They do shit out of entertainment. They do shit for multiple reasons, more than one. And sometimes, myself included, I've done things in a relationship and then look back on it and was like, yo, that was the dumbest choice I could have made. Like, just look at yourself and you just realize how stupid of a choice it is. But we got to be better. There's a book. And I think one day when we do the podcast, we're going to start implementing books and start talking about those and the reactions from those and whatnot. But let's get into this real quick.
I told you, nigga. I told you. Who's that boy? What's up, my boy? What's up, my boy? And I told you, I told your big simp ass not to get that girl no flowers, nigga. You clown. No, don't put it on the ground. Don't put it on the ground. You was a clown, nigga. I told you not to do it. Get it on me. Did I not say not to do it? Are you finna cry? Are you finna cry? Nigga, you cry? Or you was a clown. Wait, come on. Let's talk. I'll be sick. No, actually, are we not do this in front of everybody? Nigga, who are you?
You got a whole nother nigga, bro. You talking about me, bro? Move. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. Real talk. Yeah, like.
I'm not gonna, y'all. I promise you. I don't know what you're doing, bro.
Come on, I ain't even gonna fight, bro.
Man, put that shit down.
Bro, like
That's a clown.
that shit weird.
Who is this? Why you say who is this?
Following him, following another nigga after you just cheated on me. You crying on me. You cheated on me and you following him. Stop touching me. Stop touching me. Real talk. Nigga, stop touching me. Jack.
And this, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you start.
Okay. So I'm trying to understand the story. So I'm assuming that a young man went to surprise his girlfriend and they're at a Walmart.
Yeah, it looks like a Walmart. Yep.
Okay, so does she work there or how? What like? Because I'm trying to make sure that it's not a skit because it's like, why would she be at a Walmart and he's surprising her there? Like, is that where she works or? I'm just trying to grasp the story.
I'm not too sure on the backstory because it was a short that was presented and
Okay.
sent to me. So I'm not too sure on the backstory of it. I'm going to assume that the girl works there.
Okay.
I'm gonna make the assumption that the girl works there. She might, be in the fashion department or work at a grocery or something like that. And that other guy, he might work there as well or works there. That's what I'm making the assumption of.
Okay, and
My
he
problem.
went there with
Oh,
his
go ahead.
friend. The guy who was surprising his girlfriend was there with his friend to film it,
Yeah,
and so it was just one friend that was with him, the one that was talking,
I think it was two friends that were with him,
and they
and
were
I think
both
the
basically
one,
saying they were the ones that were like clowning him, basically.
yeah, but pretty much.
Okay, all right, I got the story now, King. All right, so my review on this is this right here. First of all, let me start with the friends before I get to the meat. Um, I know for a fact if I had any quote unquote friends, because friends, brothers, mothers, I've said this in many interviews, etc. You cannot throw these words around loosely. Because the second that you start claiming somebody as your friend, your brother, your mom, your sister, they start getting beside themselves and they start trying to take advantage of you and treat you any type of way. Anytime a male figure that I can call a friend is going through something, I'm going to make sure that they're okay. I'm not going to try to degrade them and make matters worse. So those aren't friends. Just like I was talking about earlier with the whole schooling and everything, how we have a lot of people who claim I'm pro this, I'm pro black, I'm African, but then they're always degrading their own people, right? Because they are still oppressed, because they are still slave minded. That's a plain example right there. That's not a true friend. A true friend would have pulled him to the side, be like, hey man, you know what, bro? At the end of the day, you're gonna do better. She's nothing, you bro, she's not even worth it. I'm glad that you saw this so you know what you don't need in your life. You deserve better, bro. Let's go. Let's get out of here, man. Oh man, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. No, bro, it's okay. It's okay. But we're not gonna give anybody this power. You deserve better. Let's go, bro. Let's walk it off. You can cry, you can do all that, but let's walk it off. I don't want her to think that she has any power over you. And then another thing is too, why are you still filming your friend when he is down and out like this? So that means that you are just as bad as her. Public humiliation is one of the biggest forms of slavery, which is why anytime somebody comes in my comments, they want to do something, say something, I always take it to the DMs. And 9 times out of 10, King, when we take it to the DMs, I never get a reply. And that right there just shows me that I'm dealing with an inhumane coward who was just trolling, and they weren't really about trying to come up with a solution. They were trying to be a problem. And public humiliation is exactly what this young man displayed. Whoever was holding the phone and whoever was talking, those two friends are not friends. Those are enemies. And I hope this brother realizes that if he hasn't already. We're going to get to the young lady. The young lady,
Oh,
there's no
oh
excuse for,
shit.
there's no excuse for cheating. None whatsoever. And my thing is, the second that I catch a woman cheating, baby Reggie, you got to block. Bye. I know my worth. I'm not going to sit here and I hope this queen does not see this episode today. King Thomas.
I hope she do. I hope she do.
No, not her. I'm not talking about her. I'm just going to give myself an example because I could
Oh,
always
okay,
base
okay,
things
okay,
on
okay,
an
okay,
example
okay.
myself. But my thing is this. Actually, it's a few queens. I came to Malawi. There were queens who I haven't talked to because I haven't been to Malawi in over a year. Randomly hit me up. Hey, you back? You back? Who is this? Oh, yeah, it's me. Remember? I was just checking to see if you was back. I just randomly, no, you didn't. You were spying. Did you not remember why you got blocked? Why are you using a different? Do you not remember why we stopped talking in the first place, queen? Or ma'am, I can't call you a queen because you're not one. Oh, I thought you were playing. Click, block. You can call me whatever you want. You can call me an a-hole. You can call me rude. You can call me obnoxious. You can call me big-headed. You call me whatever you want. Just make sure you don't call me. Actually, you don't actually call me. It's over. But Reggie, bye. It's over. I'm at that phase in my life to where I know my worth. And it's not me being egotistical, but I know for a fact I enjoy my peace. I enjoy my sanity. And no woman can ever bring peace and sanity when she is sharing her spirit and she is breaking her vows of commitment to a man who is obviously committed to her. This man showed up at her job and wanted to surprise her. And she's trying to talk to him and let me try to talk about what? Anytime I break up with the female and it's over, they already know, hey, I'm not going to give the goodbye speech. No, it's not necessary. I know I'm a good guy. I know I'm a good man. There's no need for us to talk about why we're no longer together. It's over. Because I'm not going to give any woman any type of power over me, leading me to think less of myself once I step away from something that I should have never been in to begin with. You can call me harsh, y'all can call me whatever you want. But at the end of the day, women like this or girls like this are not worth it. And I don't agree with the friends and everything that they were saying. But I will say, if I was in that position as this man's friend, this young man's friend, I'm turning the camera off. I'm letting him know, bro, she's not worth it. Let's go. There's no need to fight. We don't need to worry about this other dude, because I'm going to tell you, like my grandmother told me before she passed away, ain't no punani, basically no woman on this earth worth fighting, crying, dying over, or being in a negative state over. Not one. And when she said not even myself, that's when I was like, period. She was like, Reggie, not even me. I'm not worth crying, dying over, or being in a negative state over. So I'm not, how can I say I love you and care about you, and I'm allowing you to cry with somebody else when I wouldn't even want you to do that for me? If I'm putting you in a negative state, and I'm your grandmother. So yeah, I understand the pain that this young man might have felt, but hopefully he gets some wise counsel to know that, look, man, you're the prize, she's not. You are the one that stayed committed. Do not feed into this society to where we are degrading the ones who are staying committed, the ones who show true love, the ones who are honest. And then we uplift the cheaters and the abusers and the liars and the deceivers and the manipulators. That's so backwards. And those particular friends that those quote unquote friends that you have, they can be lumped into that category of being blocked, just like that young lady should be blocked as we speak. There's no excuse for it, King. We are feeding too much into what we don't deserve in our lives, when we can put our energy into making sure that we're good and making sure that we can progress. The second that a woman and I are done, I move on. I never look back. And I know it breaks a lot of women. I know it does, and that's fine. But I feel like we had all of the tools and all of the energy to build or to fix whatever problem we had. And if you felt otherwise and you want to leave, fine by me. If you want to cheat, fine by me. You're not going to have any power over me in the process, though. And you're definitely not going to have any power over me as I walk away from you permanently, meaning for the rest of my life. I know it might sound harsh, but that's just the way that I am. And for this young man, I hope he does the same thing. If not, he's going to live a long life full of misery and pain, just like what he experienced, or what I feel like he experienced in this video. King, thank you for your time. That's all I have to say.
No, I agree with you, and I only got two things I want to touch on. First of all, we gotta understand as men where to think from. Catch me. That's first off, because they're young. I can tell that they're young. Or let me rephrase it like this. Us as men need to use our heads for more than a hat rack. Right? That's first off. And that can allude to any and a whole bunch of things, but that's first off. And then two, I feel like if you know what type of music a person's into, I think you'll know what type of, if you know what type of music, and you see the surroundings of the person that you're pursuing, whether it's a man or right, that should tell you enough. I feel bad for that dude. Feel bad for that young king. I haven't been in any situations like that, so I can't speak on that. But what I will say is, or I've been in certain situations like that, but not with that form of humiliation. And then you're doing it it looks like they're doing it in the entryway of Walmart or like in an interest space where any and everybody can kind of see what's going on. You really hit a lot of stuff on the head. None of those people were his friends. The girl probably looked at him like a safe option. He looks like he could have been a safe option. But at the same time, I mean, you really hit everything on the head. Like, know your worth. Know what it is that you're willing and not willing to do, and learn it early enough so that way later on in life you don't have to deal with the regrets. You don't have to deal with the thoughts that may come by every now and again. You don't have to live with that type of pain if it's not necessary. We are the authors and the artists to our own canvas, and you can't catch every mistake, and that's understandable, but learn from it. And I hope that this young man learns from it, not only from the side of the particular type of woman that he wants to date, but also the type of friends that he wants to have around him. I feel like knowing that, I think knowing that it makes it a lot better. Getting things together and getting things, right. Like, know who you are, know what you're willing to deal with, know your boundaries, know all those things, and try to know them as early as possible. That's what we need to start doing. But that's just my take on it. And seeing that I just have a little bit of time and whatnot, about to go out. The last video we were going to do was about building a black community, having a black community, and all of those things. And that's why I had said to you earlier, the videos that we have, those are going to the videos that we showed before. That's why we got to start building smarter, not harder, and start learning how to build our own wealth and build our own wealth through our generation. Start building a community that we can be proud of, because not everybody's going to be able to be in our community. For a lot of the reasons that we showed today, and I wish I had a little bit more time because there was like 2 more other videos that I wanted to show. But we just got to do better, man. Build a community that we can be proud of. Learn from our mistakes. Know who we are and be okay with that. And overall, man, want something better that we don't have. That's just the best way I can put it. Want something better than what we don't have. You have any closing thoughts on that matter? And I think the next time we do talk, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper in the black community and into that video in particular. But do you have any closing remarks or anything?
Absolutely, King. All I have to say is thank you so much again, King, for bringing me on. Again, I appreciate the opportunity as always. I'm glad that we're back doing this. Another thing I will say is I agree with what you're saying. We have to do better, and we will do better. Another thing is I don't think that this is touched on enough on platforms like this or just in general. We have to identify the slaves outside of ourselves and within ourselves and abolish them. And we have to realize that when we give these slaves in, like when I see youths who look like me, whether it's in Africa, somewhere else, and they're acting a fool, I will definitely do my part and try to stop them. But if I realize that this is who they are and this is who they want to be, I want them to learn their lesson the hard way. Because my thing is we have tried to abolish the slaves, even those who are my age and older or a little bit younger. My thing is to where if we put too much energy into these slaves who want to be slaves all the time and who are really not trying to do better, then obviously we are shortchanging ourselves. So I say the heck with all of them, man. At the end of the day, when you are a slave, you are degrading yourself, every single day and you know that you can do better, but you choose not to, I don't want nothing to do with you. And I feel like you are not helping our community at all. And know who the enemy is. Abolish the slave, abolish the oppressor, abolish the system. And we need to continue to build ourselves and our communities up to the T so we don't allow history to repeat itself, leading us to our own demise. And that's all I have to say, King. Thanks again. And
Well,
happy birthday, and I hope you enjoy your celebrations. Well
I
deserved celebration.
most certainly. The only other thing I got to say is, as always, thank you again for being my co-host with me. Thank you for, giving me good banter, giving me good conversation. And overall, man, just thank you for you and all the works that you do, all the works that you do here in the States, but all the works that you also do in the motherland. And I believe the motherland is very grateful for you, you know. Congratulations on your award. And the next time we get on here, we're really going to touch on community and what it means to be a community, what it means to have unity, those definitions, and what it's going to take for us to see it all the way through. I think for the last couple of episodes that we have done, we've talked enough about what the problem is. Let's start talking about the solution, how we can build and move past the solution, or move past and transcend beyond the solution. And, just where we need to be mentally. Maybe make some recommendations on some books, and hopefully we can get some more people to join on the panel. But as always, again, bro, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate everything that you do. I appreciate the fans and the people who are watching. And until the next time, man, this has been a Black Service podcast. This is a difference of opinion. And I thank everybody for joining. Yes, sir. Peace.